What's up, Richmond? I'm your host, Chris Tennell, Richmond's community realtor, and today I wanted to bring to your attention the Richmond Emergency Response Plan. And do you have one? What would you do in the event of an emergency or in the wake of a natural disaster? If you have lived here in Richmond for a while, you know they have been talking about the big one for decades. How prepared are you for the day the big one hits? Not to sound all doom and gloom, but having a plan and being prepared will ensure you and your loved ones stay safe. As a Richmond resident, how familiar are you with the city's emergency response plan? Do you know how the city plans to respond and support its residents in the face of an emergency? The city has a department dedicated to emergency preparedness and a detailed plan that will provide a direction and guide the actions of response organizations. The emergency response plan is Richmond focused and identifies key hazards, actions to be taken, and clearly defines the roles and responsibilities of all the organizations involved. In the event of a disaster, an Emergency Operations Center, EOC, will be activated, a place where emergency personnel will gather to coordinate resources and provide direction. Emergency support services will provide in partnership with the Canadian Red Cross. This includes things like short-term access to food, clothing, and lodging for those affected. Reception centers and lodging may be established in hotel conference rooms, community centers, and places of worship. All the facilities will be inspected prior to occupancy to ensure public safety. The best way to stay in the know during a disaster is through Richmond's own emergency notification system. Richmond has created an emergency alert system separated from the provincial alert system that will provide the most accurate, up-to-date information in the event of an emergency. You can subscribe to this service through your My Richmond account. If you don't have an account, you'll need to register first. We all know it's important to be personally prepared for an emergency, but how many of us actually are? Richmond Fire Rescue is a valuable resource for creating your own emergency preparedness plan. They offer tips for implementing a personal household emergency plan, ways to connect with your neighbors, and how best to safely respond to the needs of seniors, persons with disabilities, and pets. The city also offers virtual or in-person emergency preparedness workshops to educate on personal preparedness and neighborhood-level plans. Do you live in a condo, townhouse, or apartment? Does your strata have an emergency response plan in place? The province has created a guide specifically to assist strata communities in starting with the conversation and developing a plan to successfully navigate emergencies. If you want to get involved and help Richmond residents in the event of a catastrophe, you can get more information or apply to be a volunteer by visiting the Canadian Red Cross. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you took some valuable information, and please create a plan for not only your household, your strata, and neighbors alike, and make sure that we're all safe during a natural disaster. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out next week's Living in Richmond video. Thanks again, everybody.